Good morning, it's 9:10. In November of 1985, Jackie Pflug was a teacher living in Cairo when she boarded EgyptAir Flight 648 for a weekend trip. That flight was hijacked by terrorists. Jackie was shot in the head, thrown onto the tarmac, presumed dead. This is one of the deadliest hijackings in aviation history.
Miraculously, Jackie survived. And she went on to write her first memoir titled Miles to Go Before I Sleep. That book chronicled the harrowing experience, her recovery, and her journey of resilience and transformation.
So Jackie's second memoir was published in May of 2025. She's here to share some insights on that. Jackie, welcome to Minnesota Live.
Hello. Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
I feel like before we talk about the new book, I want, if you are comfortable with it, sort of give us a Cliff's Notes version of this experience that you had with the hijacking. And so many of us remember this happening. It's remarkable to even talk with somebody who was there, yet let alone what you experienced.
Yeah, it happened in November of 1985. It went over 2 days, the 23rd and 24th. And so in November coming up will be the 40th anniversary, and I can hardly believe it. But I was a teacher at the American School in Cairo, and I was on holiday in Athens. And on my way back, the plane was hijacked by the Egypt Revolution. And we were told that if we did what we were told, we would not get hurt. But that hijacking ended in a terrible tragedy where 98 of the passengers were killed. Of the 100 and I think it was 140, 98 of 140 passengers were killed. And I was shot in the head toward the end of the hijacking, and they were shooting American and Israeli passengers, and they had our passports already, so they knew who we were. And when I was up to the front to get shot, at first my first thought was to knock him down, but I was already in a kind of a trance of some sort. I think my body was preparing myself for death, and I just stood up. And at first I thought I would knock him down and throw my body down the staircase, but I stood there. I got a message to be still, it would be okay. So I did, and I got shot in the head, and my body tumbled down the staircase as I was being thrown out. And I was on the runway for about 5 hours, drifting in and out of consciousness. And eventually the ambulance men came to get me. The hijackers were allowing the ambulance to take the bodies away in exchange for food. So I was carted off, and I went under surgery, brain surgery, to remove the bullet. And eventually, a few weeks later, I came to Minnesota because my husband at the time, Scott Pflug, was from Minnetonka. And so we started a life here. And we ended up divorcing about 3 years later, but I ended up staying. My mom thought I was going to come back to Houston, where I'm from, but I ended up falling in love with the people and the seasons and the snow. And so I stayed and made a life here. Yeah.
Oh, thanks for reliving that. It's just remarkable.
Well, I feel like so many people, and I don't know because I haven't had an experience like this, but I feel like people that would have an experience like this would maybe not want to talk about it, but you've kind of taken the opposite approach. You've written not one, but now kind of 2 books.
And right after the hijacking, I had to decide what I was going to do for money,
right?
To survive. And I no longer could teach anymore, which was my job, and a school psychologist. So I couldn't do that anymore because I couldn't keep up anymore because I had been shot in the head, and my reading plummeted to a kindergarten reading level. I had epilepsy. So there's a lot of things that come along with being shot in the head. You don't just come out the way you came in. There's a lot of issues. I had visual issues. Even today, I don't see pieces of the things. But if I look around, I can see them and put them in my memory of what it might look like. So I only see pieces of your faces. but I can make a whole in my mind of what it might look like. So I started to, people started to invite me to their conferences and to their meetings.
Yeah.
And I would get on talk shows, and all of a sudden I felt like, oh, maybe I have this message, or I feel like I was a calling of some sort. So I started to speak, and what began as just speaking and talking about the story and talking about a place and time that happened back in the day, to this great career of motivational speaking. And then in 2011, I decided to leave it after 25 years, and just got a message that it was time to let go, that I had done my part. And so now, so in 2011, I stopped, and my son was in middle school, so I was more present with him. And then my dad had Alzheimer's in Houston, so I would go to see him once a month and watch over him and hang out with him and get to know him even better. And somewhere along the way, I got lost.
And that's where this new book comes, called
Yes.
Wake Up.
Yeah.
You said it's time to say yes to creating a life worth loving.
Yes, and I always felt like I had another book in me, but I didn't know what it was. And then this idea came to write about my stories. All these stories that I've experienced over time, from when I think the earliest story was when I was climbing on the gas truck.
Yeah.
At the age of 22, to where I am today, some of the stories. And some of them are happy and sad and hard, but these are the stories that I told. And then also this transformation that I was going through about being lost sort of got in there as well. So yeah, then this new book came.
And the theme, I guess, is to kind of get off cruise control and.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you hit it. That's what it is. In fact, the working title was Going from Autopilot to Living a Life Worth Loving. And I thought that's good, but it's not quite there. And so in December of 2024, I'm heading to my chiropractor's office in the car, and I love Christmas music. So I'm listening to this song, and it's called, I guess it's called Wake Up, because the lyrics, and there weren't many of them, was wake up, it's Christmas, it's Christmas, it's Christmas, wake up, wake up, wake up. And as I was judging this song, like, oh my gosh, there's no lyrics in this song.
Who wrote this?
Who wrote this? And why did they keep going with wake up? And so I thought, wake up, wake up. Oh my gosh, wake up. So another part of cruise control is the opposite, is to waking up.
Yep.
And so I already had the subtitle. And so there it is, wake up. It's time to say yes to creating a life worth loving. And so I talk about how I got lost and how I came back, and it's about living intentionally every day. I talk about creating, well, I did 5 things, but there's 3 things that I do now daily, without fail, to keep me balanced, to keep me at peace, so that I can go through the day. And there's something I want to share with your audience, is something that they can do every day for themselves, and it takes a second, is when you wake up, before you check your phone, before you check your computer, sit on the edge of your bed or on a chair and say this 3 times. Today I believe that something wonderful is going to happen to me. Say it 3 times. Today I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me. And then put it in your thought and go about your day. That's just something easy people can do. Yeah.
All right.
There was a passage that you wanted
Yes.
to point out real quickly.
So in my book, on the chapters, I chose different quotes. And this quote is by James Altucher, and it sort of sums up the book, actually. Go ahead.
Only think about the people you enjoy. Only read the books you enjoy that make you happy to be human. Only go to the events that actually make you laugh or fall in love. Only deal with people who love you back, who are winners, and who want to win too.
Yes.
Surround yourself with the things you
Yes, yeah,
Love,
yeah.
want to be
happy,
surrounded
yeah.
with.
Right, and do things for yourself each day, even if it's going to a new coffee shop. Things that lift you up, things that put a spring in your step, things that make you laugh, and be around people that make you laugh and want the best for you, and let go of those that that are negative and don't want the best for you, and watch out on your values and stay with your values, and that can be your sort of your, what is it called?
Like your compass, like kind of what guides you.
That's the word I was trying to think of. Compass, yeah.
Jackie, thank
It's a
you.
great message.
Oh, this has been fun. Thank you
has
so
been.
much.
Thank
Yes.
you. If you would like to learn a little bit more about Wake Up, if you'd like to get a copy of this book, Wake Up. Oh, sorry, I took it away. Sorry, Scotty. We'll have a link so that you can purchase Jackie's book on our website, minnesotalive.com.